You have definitely never seen a doctor who saves people like this. 5 minutes ago, this man accompanied his friend to the hospital. He picked up a stethoscope from the ground. As a result, the nurse mistook him for a newly hired expert at the hospital. She pulled him straight into the operating room. On the operating table lay the sheriff, who had checked his passport earlier. The sheriff had been shot while trying to catch a criminal. When the man saw the familiar face, he took off his mask and smiled at the sheriff. The sheriff was so shocked that his eyes widened. Then he fainted, however. Just as the doctor was about to treat the sheriff, a nurse hurriedly pushed the door open and said that the patient next door was in more critical condition. So all the other doctors rushed over, leaving the man and the sheriff alone in the operating room, feeling bored. The man took out a candy. He threw the candy into the air, but he forgot he was wearing a mask. The candy accurately fell into the sheriff's stomach. The man panicked. He reached into the sheriff's stomach, trying to get the candy out. He thought he found the candy, but when he pulled it out, it wasn't the candy. Curiously, he tapped it and found out it was a bullet. Scared, he quickly put it back into the sheriff's stomach. The man reached in again to search for the candy. This time, he was lucky and found it. He felt a bit grossed out, so he washed it in a cup first. Then he used tweezers to pick it up and put it in his mouth. It seemed to taste pretty good. When the doctors returned to the operating room, they found the sheriff was bleeding heavily and close to death. But the doctors couldn't find the bullet. At that moment, the man stepped forward and said to the doctors, "Everyone step aside. Watch me." He confidently reached into the sheriff's stomach, calmly and gracefully. He took out the bullet. The nurses looked at him with admiration, however. Just as the man walked out of the operating room, he ran into his friend. His friend was looking for a doctor to ask about his daughter's condition. The man couldn't avoid him and was pulled inside by his friend. In the hospital room, the man started his fancy operations, but it didn't seem to work. Then he brought in a defibrillator and shocked a few times without any response. It turned out the power wasn't plugged in. After plugging it in, to confirm everything was fine, he placed the defibrillator on his own chest. Just like that, his friend's daughter woke up. His friend thought it was a medical miracle. To thank the man, his friend's wife said he could ask for anything he wanted. The man immediately became interested, pulled down his mask, and said the one thing he wanted to say the most.